Folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is John.
My name's Dante.
Royal Rumble happened at this point a week ago, almost exactly a week ago. Yep. So now we're on the road to WrestleMania. Still, we don't really know. I mean, it's an unpredictable Mania as much as it was an unpredictable Rumble. No clue what we're going to see. So today, I asked a bunch of you on Twitter, the YouTube community tab, also our Patreon, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling, for your early WrestleMania 41 predictions, and you delivered.
Yes, you did.
Before we get started, please make sure you subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment with your predictions. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? We have merch in the description, shop.clutchpoints.com. Go pick yourself something up.
Cool.
With that said, Dante, I'm ready to look at some WrestleMania 41 predictions, and I have no predictions for this episode.
I got no predictions. My only prediction is that we're going to have fun.
I think it'll be fine. First one from our Patreon is from Parker. Their prediction is Penta versus Ludwig versus Sheamus versus Braun versus Pete Dunne in a ladder match for the IC title.
Oh, wow.
I would love this, especially after a lot of like the Penta, Ludwig, Pete Dunne stuff on Raw.
They're all kind of intertwining,
right,
connecting into this IC title picture. Listen, no matter what, whether it's the IC belt or the US belt, whatever, there needs to be some sort of multi-man, preferably ladder match for the championship. I personally, I think would prefer the US belt in the ladder match. The only reason I say that is because I am still very much on board with Sheamus winning the IC belt at Mania, and if he does, I would like for it to be like a one-on-one type of thing where he gets a pin. That's the only where I'm coming from. But if we got this match, I wouldn't complain about it.
Would you? What about tag titles? Would you prefer tag titles, US or IC?
They should do tag titles, US, Money in the Bank both nights.
Honestly, make the whole show.
Maybe 5 ladder matches.
Make the entire night
Bring
one
back
just ladder
the Dudleys,
matches.
Edge and Christian, Hardys. Let them do a three-team ladder match.
But yeah, I love this. I definitely get you on Sheamus. I think if I'm thinking about it, I even lean that way. But
this would be fun.
This would be awesome.
This would be a ball.
Even if it's like, honestly, even like if it's not for a title and you swap out like Sheamus, Braun, and put like two kind of like smaller, like high flyer guys in it, like just as crazy. You know?
Absolutely.
All right, next one we're going over to Twitter. Alex, a little bit of fancy book and a little bit of story. It's Cody Cena. The story here is going to be Cena's going to be. Oh, this is like really fancy book and like, all right,
everyone, close your eyes and just picture this.
Cena struggling to get up. Cody probably stomps on his hand, kicks Cena in the face. Crowd starts to boo. Cody looks around and smiles. This is written like some fan
that
fiction.
Damn smile. This is like erotica right now. And Cody licks his lips.
Cody retains. Crowd booing and starts throwing stuff into the ring. What?
They're throwing trash.
Cody walks up the ramp being showered with drinks, smirking the whole way.
Yo, honestly, that would be
is the whole fancy book in that he's just gonna be smirking?
All right, so Cody is loving this heel turn. I can definitely see Cena Cody still happening, of course.
Me too.
I mean, I think that is as big of a match as you can get for either of those guys at WrestleMania.
At bare minimum face value, like I'm into this. I love this prediction. I don't know how much I agree with or think that a mid-match Cody heel turn is gonna be, or like I don't think even if he does do that heel turn, I don't see the crowd being so upset.
They're not throwing trash at him.
Shit
I mean, they weren't throwing trash at Jey
you.
Uso when he eliminated Cena at the Rumble. I definitely think in this case, like if someone's gonna get more boos, it's gonna be Cody because everyone wants Cena to win the 17th. But I don't think he'd get drinks thrown at him as he's walking out with a smirk on his face.
In terms of heel Cody, though, I think the more likely heel Cody match is Cody Jey.
Right.
And then Cody. I think if you're going to do heel Cody, turn him heel going into the match.
Yeah,
and
give him more of an edge or something.
That's my point. But I don't dislike this prediction, but it does get a little wild.
He smirks.
Jumping over to the YouTube community tab, Zach says, Jey is actually going to pull out a better and improved moveset and solidify himself as an actually surprisingly good world champ, kind of like how Damian did.
Well,
interesting.
I like that take. I like it.
I mean, I don't think it's a hard bar to cross the super kick match. At 40 with Jimmy.
It can't get worse than that.
But I mean, here's the thing: Jay's a good wrestler. Sure, does he lean on like the super kick stuff, and is he, he's not like Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson or whatever. Like he's on Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
But like Jey is solid. Everyone can improve, sure, but I'm sure he's been working his ass off, and I also wouldn't be surprised if like we see a step up from what we've seen, and then at 41 we're like, whoa, I didn't know he had an Uso destroyer in his bag, or whatever.
No, I think like especially after their first back and forth promo, if they are going with Jay Gunther at Mania, to me, it seems like it's going to be like a 2-month build of like Jay improving and like trying to get to Gunther's levels because he's lost him 3 or 4 times.
Right.
Needs to beat him. And I think, like, I'm not saying they are doing this, but it would be kind of funny if like long-term booking, they undersold his wrestling skills so he can show up at WrestleMania 41 and just be like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? That's funny to think about. But I am rooting for Jey Uso. I think he's also a good wrestler. I don't think he's the best. I don't think he's the worst.
Right.
But I think it would be cool if like he just showed up and started doing like Samoan destroyers or whatever the fuck.
Jump back over to Patreon. We have Brandon saying, after the brawl at the Rumble, I would love to see the triple threat of Roman, Seth, and Punk. So a lot of people are saying it looks like the direction.
Seems like that's what we're getting.
I would love it. I think it would be electric. We were kind of talking about on the podcast where like, you know, they do all have stories with each other. The stories intertwine. Some stories intertwine more than the other.
Right.
Obviously, there is like Punk and early Shield stuff.
Of course.
But yeah, I would also be excited to kind of see how they build it. They'd use a lot of old footage, which would be fun of like Shield stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Callbacks.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I mean, would I prefer like Roman Seth 1-on-1, maybe Seth Punk 1-on-1, or like Roman Punk? Maybe, but like at the same time,
Roman Seth especially,
that needs to happen one day. But I'm a big fan of multi-man
at Mania.
matches.
We know it already happened at Mania.
We all know it happened.
Cover our bases.
But I think that this match, you know, maybe along the way we learn more about whatever this favor is. Maybe something gets intertwined that it's like for something. Maybe like winner gets a world title match. I don't. Maybe they add something to make it a little bit more spicy. They don't need it because they're 3 biggest names in the company. But I'm for it. I think that match would be fun.
Would probably take the ever so controversial spot at closing out night 1.
Right. I mean, I would imagine this would be the main event of night 1 or closing out night 1. I
could see them doing what they did at 40 with the World Heavyweight title opening the show.
Right.
You know?
Maybe like
having these 3 big names close it out.
Roman's main event to 10 WrestleManias at this point. Maybe you can give him a year off too. You know what I mean? I don't know.
All right. Over from Twitter, Alicia. If Cena gets a world title match at Mania, he will not be winning, parentheses, not yet at least. Yeah, that's kind of what you were talking about on the podcast. Yeah, that'd be nuts. It'd be crazy, but similar to what we saw at the Rumble, it would be a shocking moment. It would be an emotionally moving moment that I don't think, because you felt something doesn't mean it's bad. Because you had an emotion that maybe you weren't expecting doesn't mean it's bad. And I think I'll let you go on, but I think a lot of it is like, you know, you get the build, you don't give him the title right out the gate, but I think that's what you're getting at, so go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, John Cena hasn't won a singles match in, what is it, 2,000 days, over 2,000
whatever
days at this point.
Yeah.
The story is John Cena can't win, and he's struggling to find ways to, like, whatever, in the Royal Rumble, lost, now he's inserting himself in the Elimination Chamber, we'll see what happens there, but I've always viewed this retirement tour of, like, make him earn it, or like build up to, like, he can't come in right away and be Super Cena and like start beating everyone. I think you need to have him go through tough losses.
Beat down, like, man, I'm not the Cena. Am I in over my head? I'm not who I used to be. And
absolutely. Whether it's Gunther, Cody, whoever, like he should lose that match and then build up him like regaining that confidence and winning at some point in the year, and especially since he's only shown up twice in this tour, that's really adding to what I've said before. Like, I don't think he should win a world title if he's only shown up twice in this retirement tour so far.
I have been seeing tweets of like because like at this point, I mean, when's Elimination Chamber? At the end, is it in March?
Beginning of March, yeah.
So like 2 months will have gone by and Cena showed up twice.
That's what I'm saying. And then you have a month and a half till Mania, and I'm sure on the way to Mania he'll be there. I hope he'd be there more.
Right. But, well, my point being is that we're knocking out 2 months already. So now the year's way shorter. He still has a certain number of dates to fill out. With a shorter year, people are predicting that either after Mania or after this month, like mathematically, it'll work out that like he'll probably be like consistently on TV.
He'll be there 2-3 times a week at minimum or something.
Right. Not about 2-3 times a week.
Well, 2-3 times a month. I meant 2-3 times a month, not a week. Definitely not a week.
He's on Raw, NXT, NXT SmackDown every week until 2026.
Send them everywhere.
like, boss, do I have to go to NXT? Like, we got
hey, retirement tour, right? You said you booked out, like you don't have anything going on this year.
Find someone to tag with. You're facing Fraxium. All right, moving over to the YouTube community tab, talking about Punk's favor. Punk's favor is for the night 1 match he is in, assuming he's going to be on the show on night 1. Mm-hmm. It'll be to determine who gets added to Cody's match night 2, and that's how he gets to the main event. Jay gets to main event, and Cena gets helped out, not having to one-on-one a 30-plus minute match. Oh, not out of kayfabe. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So he's not going to have a big championship match at Mania. High expectations. I mean, I never thought of the whole, the favor being him being included, which could lead to him main eventing Mania. I mean, that could
being
be
a match stipulation. That
right,
leads,
and I did mention that triple threat could be the stipulation of you get a world championship match. Maybe it's the next night, I guess. If you don't, but I don't know. Are you gonna have Cody wait all this time to see who wins the first night of Mania to face?
But then, I think what this also is saying is get added to the match. If Cody if it's Cody versus someone,
sure,
and then all of a sudden it's Cody versus.
I'm getting it now because they're saying Jey Uso. Let's say it's Jey Cody or Cena Cody. He gets added, so Cena doesn't have the pressure of it being a one-on-one match.
So then it's Punk now. Cody Jay,
or no, it's either Punk Cody Jay or Punk Cody Cena. I think he is what.
No, because Cena. Oh yeah.
Or
right, because where's Cena?
One of the two.
God, I'm confused.
Yeah, I think I'm getting it now. I'm getting it now. I do think it would be interesting of being someone winning the night before gets added. Never thought of that. Sure. So I think that is interesting. I don't know. Cool thought process.
I hate it. Jumping back over to Patreon, Kyle, we're talking about the women's matches here. They say, I firmly believe that we're going to see Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, and then Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for their respective titles at WrestleMania 41. Feeling Io versus Rhea on night 1 and Tiffany and Charlotte on night 2.
I like that.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like the direction we're going. I like both these matches. They make sense.
I do too. I think Charlotte goes hand in hand with either. Kind of new school, old school with Tiffany and Rhea.
For sure.
They've had a match at 37, 39, and they could have one at 41.
I really do like the idea of the WrestleMania rubber match, breaking their 1-1. You can do that another time, sure.
I'm not comparing them to it, but that's what Rock and Austin did. They had 15, 17, then 19. So it's every 2 years. So you could kind of replicate that with the women's championship.
I like
here.
That too.
But at the same time, if you do that, where's Io going to be? And from what we've seen, it seems like they're doing some sort of story there with Io. Maybe Io gets added to the match or something like that. Sure. It's triple threat, man. I don't know, but I think I'd prefer seeing it this way, even though Rhea Charlotte 3 would be pretty cool. You could do that any other time, but yeah, you gotta sacrifice it.
Yeah, I agree. Again, Tiffany and Charlotte makes me nervous because I do think Tiffany should beat Charlotte.
Oh, I agree.
Do I think that's gonna happen?
Charlotte will win.
Charlotte's gonna win 1,000%. But Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is a dream match, especially seeing how close they are outside the ring. I'm really liking this slow build of Rhea costing her and Io not being super happy and Of what we've gotten so far, besides maybe the triple threat match prediction, this is probably the most likely to happen prediction that we've gotten so far. For sure.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, sticking with Patreon, we got one from Sebastian, a wild one. I'll be honest, maybe the wildest one we've gotten today.
I love it.
They say Jey Uso doesn't pick Cody, Gunther, or Obafemi. No WWE World titles. WrestleMania 41 Night 1 main event will be Jey Uso versus TNA World Champion Joe Hendry. Kind of electric. I think the least predictable or the least likely prediction.
For sure.
But kind of electric.
Listen, I mean, you pulled off the shocking upset of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. Let's throw the shocking championship match in there. Joe Hendry, everyone's singing his song.
Imagine.
In Vegas and everyone going crazy with Yeet. Oh my God, that would be the loudest response of the night.
It'd be electric. Again, I think crazy.
It is a world championship.
You know what? It is a world championship.
Do they say you get a match for a WWE World Championship, or do they just say World Championship?
Probably WWE.
Probably WWE. But I'm going to say no. I'm going to say they could be any title.
Maybe, I haven't read the contract. I
don't know.
It's a great point.
Hey, man.
There is pen to paper with TNA and WWE.
It's true. Hey, throw John Cena in there too. That's Joe Hendry's childhood hero.
Yeah, sure.
Make
a
it
triple threat.
Where main event being night two. Forget night one. Make that night one. Forget night one. Make it night two.
Wow. I think if you were what is crazy about this is like even a year ago, this is like a 0% chance. What's crazy about this is now it's like a 5% chance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Why not? Let's play around with it.
Like technically and hypothetically, it's not outside the realm of possibilities anymore.
It's so unpredictable. We don't know what the Mania card's going to look like. Fuck it. Why not? Let's give it a chance. Come on, Triple H. I know you're watching.
With that said, that's the last one for today. Let us know if you want to see more of this, something like this. We appreciate everyone's responses. Obviously, we only got to a handful, and there were so many.
There were a lot.
So we appreciate everyone's participation and involvement. Again, leave a comment with what you agree with, what you disagree with. What is your prediction? Subscribe, leave your likes, check out the podcast when it comes out. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. Be a part of the Patreon. There's a bonus wrestling Q&A podcast over there, and we have merch in description. Appreciate if you checked it out. With that said, Dante, I'll see you in the next one.
We'll see what happens.
Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for participating.
Appreciate ya. Peace.